Hello, America. This is Call of Duty Goddess. Today is February 1st, 2016, and I'd like to do a follow-up video to Shauna Cox's testimony of what happened that day that Lavoy Finicum was murdered. I want to reiterate what she said with her fears, and this was from yesterday, January 31st. Shauna got 400 miles outside of Oregon. After she spoke out and did the interview, her attorney called and said the judge said she had to come back to get an ankle monitor. When she got back into town, they then told her she had to stay for a court hearing tomorrow morning, which is today, February 1st. She isn't sure what will happen in the morning. Please pray for her tonight. Her voice has been heard around the world, and the truth she has shared has many people opening their eyes. They feel their phone conversations are being monitored and that she may receive a gag order tomorrow, but is hoping to be able to return home to be with her daughter soon instead of being detained again. They are trying very hard to silence the truth. Lots of prayers needed. Please share. So, what I'm going to do is let you listen to her testimony, and I'm going to do the best that I can with trying to queue up the supposedly unedited FBI video with this to show if her testimony is in fact true. So without further ado, let's hear from her.
We just have, it is hard to get the accurate information, and people need to know the truth. And I hope I can stay out long enough to get the truth to people.
Yeah. I've
They
been.
need to know what really happened. Okay, well, I can update you as fast as I can for a minute.
Have you seen the video that they released?
I did, but here's the problem, Rick. They're not telling the truth as you're watching it. Because what happened was that I was going to go home. And then one of my friends who was supposed to go do the video couldn't go, and I couldn't leave the little girl, and I went to take pictures of them. That's why I went.
Right.
So we were set up. They had an ambush set up for us. Absolutely. And they set it in the place, the most perfect place. I was on the phone and texting right before that area, and it was the only place that had absolutely no cell service.
Right. No, they had clearly been planning this, and they clearly also had somebody inside because they knew your guys' plans down to the T.
Oh, they did, because it was that Mark. Mark did it. I believe it was Mark who set us up.
Well,
He's only been there for a couple of days. Tell me how come he's out and nobody else is. And he was in the van with us, and we got pulled over. He's the one that was pushing us all to go together at the same time. We were saying no, we had to send other people ahead, and then us, and then the next ones, and whatever. And so we were kind of in that together. So they knew. They knew. And so when we came up, we came through that. We came first, and we noticed the people there, okay? And I was in the back with Victoria and Ryan Bundy.
Right.
And Ryan Payne was in the front, and Lavoy was driving in that one. And then Mark was driving the one with Ammon and Bidgar.
Right.
And so as we came through that, we noticed the vehicles. And they said, wow, did you see all those vehicles? And I could see them out the side corner, because I'm in the back seat and I got the camera shell on, so I can't see a whole bunch. But I saw the vehicles.
Right.
And then they could see them gaining up on us, and then we looked back, and the Jeep was stopping. So they flipped their lights on, and the boy says, we're going to beat the sheriff, So he's heading out. And Brian Payne's telling him, no, dude, you need to slow down. He said, slow down. They're gonna, they're gaining on us, and you better just slow down. So finally, he talks the boy into slowing down, kind of pulling over. Okay. But
Did Lavoy when Lavoy
convinced that we should stop.
when Lavoy said he was going to go meet the sheriff? You mean the sheriff of Grant County, or is that what
Yes.
at that meeting? Okay.
Grant County. That was the meeting. Okay.
Okay.
So he reaches out. So Ryan Payne, they pull up kind of behind us, and Ryan Payne rolls down his window, and he puts both his hands out the window, and they shoot at him. and they hit the mayor down. I thought they hit his wrist, okay, because he has that bracelet thing on, and I thought they hit him and jerked his hands back in, and oh my God, because he had his hand out, but he just went. It was not good.
Wow.
And so then finally, the boy's going to take off, and Ryan says, no, and so he jumped out of the car. Well, Victoria says, I'm not getting out. And I'm going, I'm not getting out, they're shooting at us.
Why did Ryan jump out if they were shooting at him?
Well, I don't know, because I guess he wanted him to, because he said they mean business or something, and that's why he got out.
Right.
And then they took him immediately and arrested him, and he came out, arrested him. Yeah.
Wow.
And so then, Lord says that, they said something about let the women out, and that's why he's stalling. He says, you guys can get out if you want to. Well, you couldn't really, the door was locked, but I could have made him, except for Victoria said, I'm not getting out, and I'm not about to leave her,
Right.
That's my mother instincts kick in.
Well, and she didn't want to get.
She's 18 years old, this paranoid.
She's not wanting to get out because she was afraid?
Oh, yeah. And so she said, I'm not getting out. So we did. And so he just said he did again, so we slid down to the floor. I said, how far do you think you can make it, little boy, without them shooting out your tires? And he was yelling at them at that time, too, by the way. He was yelling at us, we're going to see the sheriff, we're going to see the sheriff.
Let's see. In this video, you're going to see Ryan Payne getting arrested. Oh, he's going to be taken into custody. And I haven't touched this video. Oh, there's Ryan Payne right there being taken into custody. See, there's a head, 2 shoulders, bending down. There's a cop right there. See? I'm going to back it up a little bit. We're at the 4-minute mark. I'm backing it up to 3:55. So, obviously, just to reiterate, when the video magically goes over to the trees, okay, this unedited supposedly video magically goes over to the trees, Ryan Payne has gotten out of the vehicle and is being detained. And it's very fuzzy, and of course it's like that on purpose. So let's continue. So obviously Shauna Cox says that they have been fired upon the whole time. Now in the previous video, one of them I showed you where I could see 3 shots being fired from the road. You could see it. I forgot, it was an update video. It was first word in it was update. Anyway, saw Ryan Payne be detained. And it looks like this guy over here, he probably isn't shooting. He may be shooting. I don't know. But it looks as though he's getting a look inside this truck to see if there's where the people are situated inside the vehicle. That's my assumption. Been wrong before. I could be wrong again. But anyway, let's hear what Shauna has to say.
And so when we got down there, we were.
Okay, Shauna is obviously talking about when they got down the road. So, let's speed it up ahead. There's Lavoy. Looks like he's yelling, corroborating her story. Yeah, he's kind of sticking his head out to yell so they can hear him. Oh, there was a fire shot. Okay, I didn't get him last time. You'll see him on my last video. It's titled Update, and it update with witness testimony, eyewitness testimony. And Anyway, let me speed this up so we can get down the road here. To the traffic stop with Lavoy Finicum. Boy, it would be nice, Shauna, if you could, honey, if you could just record your voice and record everything that happened and maybe put it out there somehow. I don't know how you'll be able to get it out, but it would be great if you could just give your whole testimony and we could do it against the video here. I'm going to stop right there and put Shauna's testimony on.
Down low. Then there, video, this one time my video came on. And that's when we start, all I know is he gets to the roadblock and he tries to go around it. I remember we're hunkering down.
Do you know he was trying to go around it? See, one of the things I noticed is that he stepped on the brakes. So he must have been going pretty fast, but I couldn't tell if he was trying to stop and just couldn't stop in time, or if he was actually trying to go around it.
Well, he did hit the brakes. That's true. He did hit the brakes, because I remember we kind of slid through that snow, and he had to stop, so he came to stop in the snowbank, because he was trying to get around him. And I guess he was going around. I'm sure he was. Anyway, so I don't know. I don't really know. I just know that he was swerving around that side, and that we hit the brakes, and we slid right up into the ice.
Right.
And there was slush flying everywhere. And then the bullets started flying, and he screamed out the window. Okay.
Now, when you say the bullets started flying, you're talking.
Go ahead and shoot me. Okay, we're going to see the sheriff. And he goes, go ahead and shoot me. And then he jumps out of the car, and he's got both his hands up. And then we can hear all the shots that are going off, and they're shooting, not just him, they're shooting our windows out. They're shooting everything. We can't get out of the vehicle. They're bullets, everything's whizzing, okay? We can't get out. There are lasers all over us. Ryan gets hit in the shoulder. We have lasers all over on the mirrors, on the glass, on our knees, on that, and we are just cowering down as low as we can get, and I got her head shoved down as low as I can, and Ryan's down to the floor, and we're trying to keep down as low as we can. And the bullets don't quit, they just keep going. And they're both screaming, they killed Lavoy, they watched him get shot, okay? And then you'll hear us, we're just screaming, stop, and she's yelling, I'm an EMT, I can help him. She's screaming, stop, and she's trying to get over to the window, but the bullets keep coming. I'm right by that passenger door, and the glass is up, and they keep hitting that window. And we are praying, her and I are just praying out loud, okay? And as hard as we can, and the bullets are bouncing off this window. They didn't break that window, they were breaking all the other windows. They didn't break that window.
That's weird.
And they're shooting in gas, bomb things. So they're gassing us. And so I had that down jacket on, and her and I had our noses in the jacket, in my jacket, and I'm just trying to keep her down,
Yeah.
And then finally, because they weren't letting up, that's when I started screaming to stop. So then they finally must have heard her because they stopped. And we've been there for, 5-10 minutes, and still, after he was already dead. And they were still shooting. They planned to kill us all. There's evidence. So finally they said, and then they get on the bullhorn and sent the male out, which was Ryan, and he got out, and of course they got him, maybe walked backwards and took him, and then she gets out, and then they came, and then I had to leave the camera and my phone, because I had to get my hands up and climb out, and they put us on the ground and put handcuffs on us, and then they continued to shoot the truck. They said, is there anybody else in the truck? As we're walking away from them, I said, no, there's nobody in there. I said, absolutely nobody is still in the truck. Okay, we get away from it, and they just open fire and keep blowing holes in it. And they broke the window where I was sitting.
Weird.
Yeah, and it was evident that they had every intention of killing us. They didn't want us to live.
Wow.
It was crazy. And we said, you murdered him in cold blood. When we get there, see, as I watched that video, FBI video, I can see what he was doing. He comes out of the truck. He has his hands up. My guess is they shot him in the leg, okay? Because you can hear the shooting. They shoot him in the leg. Or I don't even know how many times they shot him, but I know I'm almost positive he had bulletproof vest on, okay? As a big one, but he's stumbling through the snow, and they shoot him, and he turns back like he's coming back to the truck.
Yeah.
And the one that finishes him off is a long rifle over to the side, the sniper. He's not 50 feet from him.
Yeah.
And blows him away. And then so he falls backwards into the snow. He does not have a gun in his hand. He is dead. When he gets out, his left hand is still laid out. His right hand is halfway to his chest, and he, like it was up. But he has no weapon in his hand. He never unholstered his gun. He knew, he just kept saying, "Hey, go ahead and shoot me, go ahead and shoot me." And they did. They just lambasted him. And even after he's dead, they shot him. It was a nightmare. And I said to the girl, I said to Victoria, I said, and we said, "You guys murdered him. You murdered him in cold blood. You're a bunch of murderers, killers,
Do you believe?
Why did you do that?" "I didn't do it. Yeah, sure you didn't. We could see all the guys standing behind the tree. Some of them had those little binocular things on their hats,
Yeah.
They were a bunch of snipers. They were just killers. It was unreal. And so then she said, I said to her, "You just witnessed something you'll never forget for the rest of your life. And whoever gets out of this, if you get out of this, you are to tell everybody you see." She said, I will. I said, "Tell them the truth. Tell them what really happened."
Are you sure? I mean, do you know? When the FBI said that there was a gun, they said there was a gun in Lavoie's inside coat pocket. Do you know if that's true or not?
Have a gun. I saw him laying on the ground. He never reached for his inside pocket. Nothing. He had a pistol strapped to his hip. Why in the hell would he reach inside for a gun?
You mean when they shot him, he had that pistol that he normally carries? Because I heard
it was on his hip. He wasn't wearing anyway. He did not have a gun. He never had one in his hand.
Huh.
Yeah, right. Why would he unholster one if they're shooting at him?
People have said.
If he was shooting him, why did he get the gun? Why didn't he get the gun out before he got out?
Right. That's what I wondered.
Right.
I'm not.
I see them all. There's bunches of them up there, all behind the trees there. Snipers.
Did he say anything to you before he got out? Did he say anything to you girls before he jumped out?
No. He was yelling at them.
And what was he yelling?
Okay, he said, "Just shoot me. That's all he said.
Because
and they did. He was yelling at him. He had his hands up and he was yelling at him. And they did.
It sounds to me like he saw that it was obvious they were out for blood, and he was trying to get away so they could get it over with, maybe to protect you guys. I mean, that's speculation, but that's what it sounded like.
I don't know. Maybe, and that maybe was his thinking. I don't know. But he was damn determined that we were going to get to the sheriff, and when he saw it wasn't going to happen, maybe that's what I don't know. I can't tell you what he was thinking.
Wow.
But it was horrific.
Now, after that happened, did you get a chance to talk to anybody? I mean, that Mark fellow says that he talked to you and that you told him.
We did, because here's what happened. They put us in the van. They went out and picked up everybody. So we had all of us were in the van. We put in first. And then they picked up the other guys as we went down the road. My neighbor stopped and put him in the van. Mark was sitting in front of us. He was a jackass. Let me tell you something. There's this poor girl who just saw murder in front of her face. We were sitting in the back of that truck, in the back of that van, and we were singing hymns. I'm trying to keep her calm down, okay? And we are singing hymns, and as loud as we can, and praying. And I said, all right.
It's okay.
Anyway, so we pick up Mark. And he starts yelling on her, shut her mouth. And we all turned on him and said, knock it off. She's a young girl, you know. I said, she has to deal with this. You knock it off.
Right.
Because he kept just coming down on her. And then they take us, and he looks back and he says, I hope they didn't, I hope my Jeep is still there. And we looked back and I said, yeah, your Jeep's there. He's a bit more than willing to explain his Jeep cost $60,000, blah, 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 blah.
Lavoie's dead, and he's talking about good thing his Jeep is still there.
Right. And we had told him what happened. We were telling him what happened. He wasn't there. He didn't see it. They didn't hit crap. They didn't even know. We went around the bend before they saw. So he doesn't even know what he's talking about. So we go, and I did tell him what happened. We told him what happened. But, you know, he wasn't there. He didn't see it.
Right.
So then we get down to, so then we all get in the vehicle and we take off. And then, we did take off. We were there for a long time. Hours. They left us there for hours, and they brought in all these guys. It was getting dark now, and they were I'm sure they were trying to figure out what the hell they were going to charge us with now, because they didn't know what, they had nothing to charge us on.
Yeah, I know.
So I kept saying, are we under arrest? And they said, no, you're just detained. We're just detained. We're not under arrest, we're just detained. And so we're sitting there for hours.
Jeez.
And then they finally get us in the thing. And they sent the ambulance, this Randy guy got hit in the shoulder. So they had the ambulance, and they worked on him, and then we all go to town, and they take you to the hospital. And we all circle in to the hospital, and they dropped him off. We thought, okay, so that's why they're staying in the hospital room, so they can put us in jail in the hospital. That's not what happened. Swung back around, went out of Cyberg, and to a rest stop, where all of these SUVs show up. And they split us up, and they put us all in these different vehicles, okay? And they put one in each vehicle, and then they send us off. And I kept saying, where's the girl? Where's the girl? Where's the girl? You know? And finally, we didn't see what happened, but one of the cars turned off and went back into town, like off the road. And so we didn't know, and we were driving 80 miles an hour all the way out here for hours, all the way to Portland. 80 miles an hour in a caravan, and they stopped in one spot and picked up Santilli, because they had him in a different vehicle. They put him in a vehicle, and one other person, I couldn't see who it was at that time. But anyway, so then we got in the vehicles, and we came out here, and they put us in, and when we found out, there was no mark. No mark, okay? Why wasn't Mark taken out here? Why does he have his Jeep back? Why is he on face? How is he out there like this? You know?
Right.
We don't have any idea what's going on.
Right. He was the first one to get a story out because they let him go.
Of course he was, because he's telling lies.
Wow.
He didn't tell the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't know. He wasn't even there. He's trying to cover himself. He's the one that pushed us to go together.
Wow.
He was the one that was in the hurry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty bad. In fact, we know that we're sure that he set us up.
Wow.
They knew exactly when we were coming in, too. And I was on the phone until we hit that area, and then the cell phones went dead. We couldn't call anybody. We couldn't get any. I was just on the phone right before that, texting and calling. And then all of a sudden we have absolutely dead zone, and nobody has any service. And so that's when I had to pull out my camera and start videoing.
Now, do you still have that video?
No, they took it. They took everything. They took everything. They took my wedding ring. They took my clothes. They took my glasses. They've taken every single thing. The whole world went upside down.
I've been trying to make...
Of course, we still have to fight the fight.
Yeah.
Okay? We still have to stand for the Constitution. We cannot let it just die. We cannot let Lavoie, you know, I'm a little nervous because I'm speaking out. because they can. I'm still not out of the woods yet.
Right.
Because they can put me right back in, and I know that. But here's the deal: I have to get out, and I have to get the word out, and I have to get home, okay, ASAP.
Yeah.
Because if we don't, those guys are going down. So I had to get out, and I have to get help, and I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
Well,
We have to.
you know, I don't think.
I don't want to put anybody in danger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're talking big stuff here.
Yeah.
They will use everything in their power to wipe us out. We have to get the truth out, because you know what? If we don't, we're hanging. We all stand together, we hanging severally.
All right. Shawna, thanks for cluing me in. We've been praying for you and everybody else. And if you, I mean,
you know what? That's the only thing that's getting us through. I know, guys. I'm telling you.
how did Ryan?
All these guys are together, and I'm all by myself.
Yeah.
And so they had to listen to me singing hymns.
I got a question for you. Let me back up. I got a question for you. I got a question for you. Ryan Bundy, he got shot before or after you got to the roadblock?
No, after. During sometime, I think it was while we were all hunkered down.
Before, well, did he get shot before or after they shot Lavoie?
I don't know. I don't know, because bullets were flying everywhere. I don't know.
There were bullets. Did you see any other bullets coming into the vehicle?
Oh, heck, through the window. They shot them all out. Everything was coming in. We had all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
They were coming from behind, though. That's why God saved us.
Wow.
They were coming from behind us. See, they'd already blown out the windshield. I don't even know where they were standing, but they'd already blown out the windshield.
Wow.
And then they were hucking in the smoke bombs.
Do you have any idea? Can you even estimate how many rounds? Or we were talking, you know, you said they've been
Hundreds. I'm telling you, it was like riddling a tin can.
Wow.
And the lasers were everywhere. They were pointing the lasers, see? That's
right.
So freaky.
Yeah.
Because I'm going down, and I'm pushing down on Ryan, because I can see it on his head, and I can see it on her knee, and we're moving, so we can't, so the lasers can't hit us. We can see the lasers.
Right. Right. What a dramatic experience. Whoever lives through something like that.
Well, only when God lets us, because we have to tell the world.
Yeah. That's
We
the.
have to take down this. I'm telling you, they're thieves and liars and murderers.
Yeah. That's the only that.
Terrible.
I can't imagine any other way you made it through that alive except for the grace of God.
It was only, and we know that.
Yeah. And bless.
We pray and we thank Him every day.
Yeah.
We prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed. I'll tell you.
I couldn't believe that one.
We've just been praying together every day.
I couldn't.
Every time we see each other, it's a prayer, and yesterday I was making them sing.
Wow. Oh, bless you, Shawna. All right. Well, you got my number. Take care. Take care.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so you heard that. I'm going to edit this and do the best I can just to get it out there as quickly as possible. Please pray. When you hear her talk about the Constitution and defending it, that's not a joke. If you'll read it, you'll see we have so many rights, and our Constitution, I'm in my late 40s. The Constitution has not been followed since I was born. So, think about that. Anyway, pray, get the word out. This is Call of Duty Goddess, and as always, I've got your 6.